Lasting change does not come from trying harder. It comes from building habits so small that they keep working even on bad days until progress becomes automatic. Most people never learn this. They assume that big results need big changes. But in fact, big results are built from the compounding effect of small actions done consistently. There is a moment you step on the scale and you see a number that you don't like, or maybe run after your child and realize you can't keep up. Then you decide, that's it, I'm changing everything. Strict diet, hard workouts, fast results, and for a while it works until life interrupts. You miss a day, then another, and the plan collapses. That is not failure. It's a system that needs perfect days. Small habits don't need that. I am Dr. Almerie, weight loss surgeon, and today I will show you how small repeatable habits that fit into your life could survive busy weeks and change your body without constant effort. So instead of starting over again, you finally build a progress that lasts. Let's dive in. Let's start with a basic principle. Small habits compound in the same way money grows with interest. A 1% improvement done consistently does not look impressive in the moment, but over months and years, it completely changes the outcome. That's exactly how weight gain usually happens. Most people don't gain weight suddenly. It creeps in quietly. An extra snack in the evening, more time sitting, a mid-morning coffee with a couple of biscuits, slightly bigger portions. Each change feels small, but over time they compound until one day weight feels overwhelming, energy is low, blood sugars are creeping up, and daily life feels much harder than it used to be. Now imagine reversing that process. Not with a big diet, not with a dramatic reset, just the small changes that could actually fit into real life. A short walk after one meal a day, adding an extra portion of vegetables to your main meals, drinking a glass of water before reaching out for snacks, keeping protein snacks ready for the mid-afternoon dip, keeping trigger foods out of immediate reach, not banned, just harder to grab. None of these feel like life-changing. And that is the point, because when these habits repeat day after day, week after week, they start to stack up. Blood sugar improves, hunger becomes quieter, and weight trends down, not fast, but steadily. Not because of one big decision, but because small actions kept compounding, even when motivation faded and life stayed busy and getting in your way. In fact, like most diets and workouts that promised big results have already been tried and they failed. People committed, they put on effort, but still the results did not last. Not because they failed, but because no single diet or workout can carry all the change that we would like. There's no magic diet, there's no secret workout. Lasting change is built from small, repeatable behaviors that are done consistently over time. And those small changes don't just move the scale, they protect you. They protect you from the repeating cycle of hope and then burnout and then disappointment. That is exactly how real change happens. Most people who struggle with weight end up asking the same question. How fast can I lose weight? And that question makes sense. When you've been struggling for a long time, you don't just want to change, you want reassurance. You want to see something happen quickly. So you know you are not wasting your time again or setting yourself up for another disappointment. But here's the problem. Speed is the wrong thing to focus on. There are two important but simple things that tell you whether a change will actually last, and they matter far more than speed. Let me tell you about them. First is the direction you are moving in, and the second is repetition, doing small actions often enough for them to become automatic. Let's start with direction. Imagine you are traveling from one city to another city. You could go fast, you could go slow, but as long as you are moving in the right direction, every hour you are getting closer. Now imagine you are moving very fast, but in the wrong direction. It doesn't matter how fast you go, you will never reach your destination. Weight works the same way. If someone looks slim today, but they are gaining half a kilo every few months, their direction is not healthy, even if the scale looks fine right now. If nothing changes, that path quietly leads to problems later on. But if someone is overweight and losing half a pound a month, that direction is excellent, even if it feels slow and frustrating. This is where many people give up. In my weight loss clinic, I see many people giving up so early as they don't see the fast results they are hoping for. Even though they were moving in the right direction, they stop and start searching for other solutions that are more powerful or stronger. But when your habits point the right way, time start working for you, not against you. You just need to be patient. Now let me tell you about the second thing that matters: repetition. This is where many attempts fall apart. People believe they need to go hard to make a change sticks, but habits are built by repetition, not intensity. Habits don't form in a set number of days. They form after enough repeats. Doing something small again and again builds the habits in your brain far better than doing something extreme once in a while. A short gym session done few times a week beats one long painful workout that leaves you sore, exhausted, and not wanting to return. When something feels heavy, your brain tries to avoid it. That's not weakness. That is your brain trying to protect you. Habits form through repetition. Sometimes that takes dozens of repeats. Sometimes it could take hundreds. Which means this: doing something imperfectly but regularly is far more powerful than doing it perfectly once in a while. Direction keeps you moving in the right way. Repetition keeps you going when motivation drops and life gets busy. When you put these two ideas together, something important happens. You stop chasing fast results and start protecting your direction. Change becomes calmer, more predictable, and certainly less exhausting. And for the first time, you are not stuck in the same cycle of weight loss followed by weight gain. You are quietly moving forward, and if you stay on that path, you will get where you want to be. Now let's talk about the most frustrating part of making change, the part where most people quit. Most of us expect progress to move in a straight line. Effort in, results out. You eat better, you move more, you sleep a little bit more, and the scale should respond. But biology does not work like that. Real progress is delayed for weeks and sometimes even for months. You might be doing the right things and nothing seems to change. The scale is not moving, the clothes feel the same, and you start wondering if this is worth it. This is the moment people say, "I tried it, it didn't work. What's the point?" And this is where the real damage happens. Because when people quit here, they don't just stop a plan, they lose trust in themselves. But here is what most people never hear. The effort was not wasted, it was stored. Your body was adapting quietly. Insulin sensitivity was improving, hunger hormones were adjusting, fat loss processes were starting. These changes often happen before the scale moves. Then one day, you cross a critical point and the results finally appear. That is why people say, "Oh, suddenly it started working," but nothing suddenly happened. These small actions were compounding in the background. You just reached a point where the results became visible. In his book Atomic Habits, James Clear calls this the valley of disappointment. You are doing the work, but you can't see the progress yet. And that doesn't mean it's not working, it means the progress is still building underneath. This doesn't just apply to weight loss, it applies to real change, any type of change. When you are in this valley, it feels nothing is happening. But if you are taking the right actions, results will show once you cross the threshold. And here is the key point to remember. In any compounding process, the most powerful results are delayed. They don't show up early, they show up after most people quit. That's why patience here is not optional, it's essential. If you quit too early, you don't just lose progress, you lock yourself in the same cycle again. But if you stay consistent, even when nothing looks different, you give these small changes the chance to add up. And that's when things shift. Not suddenly, not magically, but steadily. This is the difference between always starting over again and again and finally moving forward. And once you understand this, waiting no longer feels like failure. It just feels like part of the process. If there is one thing to take from this video, it's this. Lasting change is not about doing something dramatic. It's about doing the right small things often enough for long enough. And once you understand this, you stop chasing resets and start building change that survives real life. Not fast, not perfectly, but steadily. If this way of thinking makes sense to you, subscribe so you do not miss future videos. And if you want a simple place to start, watch the video I have made on how to build new habits. It shows you how to turn these ideas into practical steps you could use in everyday life. You will find the link here. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.